Hi! Oh my gosh, it's so lovely to be here. As you can tell, I've come this evening dressed chin up for the Bridgerton audition I want. Chin down as the art supply teacher I'm much more likely to be. It's okay. I do know. I'm very excited to be here because, yeah, as Gordy said, I live in Berkshire. When I moved to Berkshire, I actually moved to Reading, so it's just nice not to be in Reading. I actually spent an embarrassingly long time living in Berkshire, calling it Berkshire, which is very embarrassing, but very true. Actually, when we moved to Reading from London, my husband said to me, "You'll have to get a new hairdresser now." I said, "I'm far more likely to leave you than Alan." I love Alan. I still go all the way into London to let him cut my hair. He did do this to me, though, I have to admit. I didn't ask for the haunted China doll. But that's what I got. That's fine. I don't mind. It's okay. Did anyone? I don't know if anyone has collected China dolls growing up. Yes. Unfortunately, I did. I collected China dolls for far too long, an embarrassingly long amount of time. I actually stopped collecting them when I realised it's quite hard to get people to fuck you. When you have a large collection of China dolls staring at them. It rather does put them off, actually. So what I've done now is I've packed them up and I've put them underneath the bed. So when they reach for their socks in the morning, it does hurry them up, it does. Oh dear. Yes, so I go all the way into London and let Alan cut my hair. He's a lovely man. I'm actually unusual for a comedian, I will tell you that, because I don't have ADHD. I know, it's weird, right? And they still let me do it. It's weird. But I do have all the disses. I have dyslexia, dyscalculia, dysgraphia, and dyspraxia. And the dyspraxia one is important to remember because it means I have no concept of space or time. I'm really clumsy. I have no idea where I am most of the time. And I tell you this because Alan is a gentleman. He always helps me on with my jacket after my haircut. And I was reaching for the sleeve. And I was trying to find the sleeve, desperately trying to find the sleeve. Where had the sleeve gone? And I found Alan. I very, very firmly found Alan. And we did the most British thing that I have ever done. He just went, "Oh." And then I apologized 17 times in person, 3 times on email, and once on a Yelp review. I went for a wax recently. Of the genitalia variety. And at the end, the technician held up one of those hairdresser mirrors and said, "Would you like to see?" It's too late, isn't it? It's far too late. Unless she's running a side hustle on Merkins, what happens when I say I don't like it? I'll get the glue. It's far too late. I mean, naturally I said yes, didn't I? I looked into the mirror and I learned something about myself. I learned that I have a mole. I have a butthole mole. So I did what all good millennials would do. I Googled myself into a cancer diagnosis. And then I slipped away to see the doctor on my own without telling anyone that I love. And the problem with my GP is there are 2 doctors, and one is an older chap. And because I am neurodiverse, it does flash a warning before I come in the room on the computer screen, which should feel like progress, but really doesn't. And that means that we can't have any conversation that isn't held at the volume of a man ordering chips in Tenerife. And I didn't want to have the butthole conversation at that volume. So I made an appointment with the other doctor, who's very, very glamorous and very, very beautiful and very, very put together. And I realized as I sat opposite this wonderful woman, oh no, this is the mistake. Because I had to tell this beautiful woman, I have a butthole mole. She was very comforting. She was very nice. She said to me, "Don't worry, it definitely won't be the worst asshole I've seen today." And she was very nice. And why is it, if it's below the belt, there's always a medical student somewhere? There always is, isn't there? It's the rules. I don't know where they keep them. You don't see hide nor tail of them, and then the minute they hear the belt buckle, they bring them out. So anyway, the medical student had a little rummage. The doctor had a little rummage and I joined in. And it's literally just a mole. It's just a mole. I went home and I got home quite late. My husband said to me, "Oh, you're home late? Are you having an affair?" I said, "That's too much enthusiasm." No, I found a mole. And I didn't finish the sentence when he said, "On your butthole?" That's been there for ages. I'm actually my husband's second wife. Oh, I know. It's a bit like if you buy furniture on Facebook Marketplace and it says in like new condition. Or in his case, didn't learn the first time. My husband's the kind of person who listens to a lot of politics podcasts. Yeah, one of these ones. I listen to so much ambient politics in my life that I'm in danger of Rory Stewart becoming my internal narrator. If you're not sure who Rory Stewart is, he's the politician that looks like Mick Jagger if Mick Jagger went into politics but still did all the drugs. That's who Rory Stewart is. We're quite unusual. I'm quite unusual as well as a comedian, not just the ADHD, not having it, is that I'm a homeowner. I know, a millennial creative with a mortgage. How did it happen? Who let her have it? No one. I married a pharmacologist. That's what I did. I do recommend go to the dark side. They have roofs. As a co-owner now of a roof, I've learnt some stuff about roofers as a result, I have come to the conclusion that roofers are like dentists or gynecologists. They go into small dark holes and you can't follow them. And when they come out, you just have to believe whatever they tell you. That is the rules. So apparently I need my cervix retiled. I shall leave you on. I had an operation. I had a big operation on my hip. And when I went in, they gave me the lovely backless gown. Oh, we know that one. Chic, lovely. They also, because it was on the hip, they gave me a special set of knickers. And some people might be thinking, oh, yes, I know those, the paper ones, like when you have a massage. No. You know when you go into Sainsbury's and you look into the meat counter and you see the pork rolls all wrapped up in that weird elastic stuff? Yeah. They gave me a set of knickers made out of that. So naturally, popped them on, went into the bathroom, took a little picture, sent it to my husband. He put it on the family WhatsApp. It's genuinely still there. It's still there. And you know, you see those things on social media that go around, people waking up from anaesthetic, and we see them say weird stuff. I thought that was made up. I didn't believe it. I didn't think it was real. And then when I was coming around and the nurse said to me, "Alexis, how do you feel?" I said something that hasn't been said since 1932. I said, "Like I've been out on the Raz." Thank you. That was so much fun.
Now, on the way back, I think from one of the gigs, I don't know if it was Reading and stuff, we talked about getting married, you know, being serious, being, you know, we talked about touching Alan's. So are you a bit of a sexual harasser yourself, or did you?
Do you know, the first time I did that joke, I also started the gig with a very, very lovely comedian who went to shake my hand, and I miscued, and I did accidentally.
Oh, right. So you've
and then
got
he told me I was making a habit of it.
You are? No. Once is a mistake. Twice, you know, it's an intention. It's already a habit. You've got, yes. So I'll watch you when we're shaking hands at the end of this, you know. I mean, you know, do go for the top a bit. But now, what is it like? I mean, you know, amazing. You've done like so many firsts. I think you're the first homeowner, a female or male, in this studio. I mean, apart from our executives and stuff, obviously, who have like houses all over the world, you know, in every continent, at least 5. But you, the homeowner, you don't have ADHD. Like,
I don't.
Seriously?
I know,
how did you make it in comedy?
I don't know.
What do you talk about?
Do you know what? That is a good question.
Because actually you've got dyspraxia. You don't have dyslexia.
Yes,
I
have
do.
dyslexia, I do,
Okay,
yes.
that's fine. Yes.
I really, yes, I struggle with all the disses, but I don't have the ADHD. I do think it's a Venn diagram to some degree.
Venn, I love Venn. I love Venn diagram.
And I do think comedy particularly attracts people with slightly wonky brains, because we look at the world in a different way, and I think that's where some of the fun comes in.
Yeah, we look at the world a bit like your dolls.
Yes.
Like, hi,
Side-angle.
get those socks and
Exactly.
get the fuck out.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I think with a wonky brain, you fall into lots of situations that are strange, and then you come and tell stories about them.
That's lovely. And then you find, actually, to your amazement, that there are other people who relate to that.
Exactly.
And how beautiful is that? And so comedy is really is not actually a mainstream thing for you. It's actually finding connection to those people that have a different way of thinking, really, and catering. That's beautifully said. I like that. You call it wonky brain. What does wonky mean?
I don't know. I like looking at the world in a slightly odd way, or a different view. I think one of the things that really made me feel legitimized because when I was growing up, people just thought, people would say things about dyslexia maybe just not being able to spell, which is not correct. It's literally seen on a functional MRI. Your brain lights up differently because it's all wired together differently. So that's
right.
the way I like to see it. Is that I'm not less, not more. I just have slightly different wiring.
Yes.
It's a bit wonky.
Yes, and it's interesting also because brain, how the memories are formed.
Yes.
It's kind of like almost like you said Venn diagram, but I call it kind of like a spider map. It's kind of like almost a mind map because your visuals, your kinesthetic, your auditory, they're all, like spider webs in different parts of the brain. So when the brain is recollecting it from hippocampus, it's going to be,
Yes, exactly.
coming from all over,
all different places. My sister actually is she has ADD, and she.
What does that mean? ADD?
It's
oh my God,
ADHD, but without the H, so she doesn't have the hyperactive bit.
Oh,
but she experiences music really intensely, so she doesn't often listen to music because it's so intense.
Oh my God,
for her.
Yes.
So I think, I don't know whether that's just part of her experience or, But she's an artist. She makes beautiful things.
Amazing. And actually music, there are some people I've spoken to who actually hear the music, even when there's none playing.
The thing that I really like reading about is synesthesia. This
What
is
is
something
that?
I've been researching. So synesthesia is when you experience different things in the world, but all your senses are kind of connected.
Yes.
So you might say the word 8 and it's always orange. And
okay,
January
yes.
is always blue. And
Yes.
certain letters and certain numbers always have certain colours. Sometimes people even taste them. So 10 will
Amazing.
taste like an apple or something. And it's the same. You find quite often musicians or writers, they will see the notes of the music appearing in front of them.
Yes.
They will see the words as they're thinking them.
That's
Isn't that
amazing.
crazy?
So if
It's
you're
amazing
creative
brain.
out there, what Alexis is trying to say is just like pick your condition and, you don't need to have ADHD or ADD, whatever. Make up your own condition and just, get the opportunity
yourself.
and be yourself and be more creative. What would be your being a creative and him being more kind of like a serious professional? Give us a tip. How do you make it work?
How do you make it work? Lots of patience and also compromise and accepting that we're different, and I might know nothing about what turn we're going to take or where we're going or who booked the hotels or the holiday at all, but I will pick a very nice place to eat pastries.
Oh, wonderful. So you still find an item that you are in control of,
definitely.
that you contribute to loving it. Wonderful. This is my tits are. You see, you missed my
Oh,
tits,
I
Alexis.
missed my opportunity.